Raven's feud with the Gathering continues into February, starting with the Sandman and the debuting hardcore legend Terry Funk facing the Gathering.
It's nice to see Funk. It's nice to see Funk talk about his constipated horse.
So, yeah. Funk and Sandman do a promo before the match. They're talking to Scott Hudson, and Sandman's like, here's my partner, it's Terry Funk. And Terry Funk is like, you wouldn't think we'd get along, but my wife is crazy, my kids are crazy, my horse is constipated all the time. I'm surrounded by crazy, so I can get along with the Sandman because he's crazy too.
Makes sense.
It's a perfect promo.
Yeah, it's about as good as it gets.
Classic Terry Funk talking about his constipated horse immediately in TNA.
Yeah, that's about right.
So we do have the match. It's the Sandman and Terry Funk against the Gathering. Funk does a moonsault, which is pretty cool.
It's always nice to see him busted out.
And he's like 60 at this stage, so hell yeah. Probably shouldn't be doing moonsaults, but still, he's Terry Funk.
Ah, fuck, it's Terry Funk.
The Gathering win with their slam elbow drop on a chair, and then Funk ran off the Gathering after the match.
It was a fun, decent little affair. It was nice to see Funk and Punk.
Yeah, I think the match that I have later in the month is even better, so we'll talk about that in a second.
I like the matching yellow gear. I think that was the later match.
A note on this match, Sandman was knocked out cold for a few seconds when he was struck by a chair at ringside during his tag match with Terry Funk against CM Punk and Julio De Niro. Sandman was dazed after the match and was sporting a golf ball-sized lump next to one of his eyes. Sandman couldn't remember how he was knocked out. He asked Punk and De Niro if either one of them hit him with a chair shot during the match. They both denied it. Turns out it was actually Punk. He threw a chair that struck Sandman. There was some why did he deny it? Huh?
Punk's not making friends in TNA at this point.
It's a bad month for Punk.
Especially when he's like, I'm not going to be mad. Just I want to know why I got the fucking knocked out.
It's like, I just want to know. I just want to know what happened. Maybe Punk, maybe, I don't know. The people give him the benefit of the doubt here. That, why would he deny it when it's on camera? Maybe he just, he threw a chair and he didn't realize it hit Sandman, something like that.
Yeah. That's the thing, he could have just thrown it out of the ring.
So there was another note about Terry Funk and Shane Douglas. There was some tension between Shane Douglas and Terry Funk prior to the show. As all of the wrestlers were getting their instructions for the show opening segment, Funk approached Douglas and apparently asked if they could let bygones be bygones. Those watching from a distance say Douglas made it clear that he didn't want anything to do with Funk and basically blew him off. The heat between the two stems from an incident that took place while the two of them were working a match for XPW, Rob Black's promotion, and Funk was cut by a bottle, which he blamed Douglas for.
Alright, Douglas, come on.
Yeah, when Terry Funk, universally beloved pro wrestler, walks up to you and can we just let it lay in the past? We let sleeping dogs lay. We can get along. And Douglas is like, no, ooh, franchise, no.
Especially when the ensuing incident seems to be that you cut him with a bottle.
Yeah, he seems to be the one being like, yeah, let's let it go, let's move on. And you're still like, no.
I don't know. Maybe it was a Punk scenario. He's like, I didn't do it.
Someone else cut you with the bottle, Funk. Funk and Punk.
It's XPW. But you can't say without a shadow of a doubt that it wasn't someone else who cut him.
So during the America's X Cup show, Terry Funk just ambles out and cuts a promo.
Now we need to have a little break in between the semis, I guess, and the main.
Yeah, it's kind of a rambling promo. The crowd don't really care. The most notable thing about it, so this promo, he's announcing that, Sandman can't be there, so he needs a new partner. So he finally got on the phone. He called Raven, and Raven's going to come back and face the Gathering next week. And when he says the words Raven, the crowd apparently react so little that they pump in crowd noise.
Oh, I did think, I was like, when I was reading that it didn't make noise, I was like, oh, I thought they made noise.
No, if you go back and listen to it, it's very clear. He's like, and I'll bring back Raven. And then it's like, woo!
Yeah, I just thought people were really excited.
It's a full Thunderdome pop. The stealing the Thunderdome from TNA. Again, the influence of February 2004 TNA. You get the Rainmaker, stolen. You get Taichi's pants, stolen.
Who stole Taichi's pants? No, someone find them.
Thunderdome, stolen. All these things. TNA's influence knows no bounds.
Yeah.
So February 18th, you do get the Gathering facing Terry Funk and the returning Raven in a match I really enjoyed. Terry Funk bled a bunch.
Yeah, I mean, that was impressive. And it's been a minute since we've seen that much blood, I feel. So it didn't actually feel overdone at this point.
I think Funk is the only person that bleeds this month, right?
Which is a miracle.
Yeah, and in this era of TNA, having only one person bleed is quite remarkable.
I thought it was fun. And yeah, like I said, this was cool because I really like just the interactions between Funk, Raven, Punk.
And Julio.
And Julio too. Why not? Let's chuck him in there.
Or Julio. You don't want to leave him out.
I liked the gear in this. I thought it was really neat.
Yeah, Punk should have worn the yellow shorts at All Out. Was that show? No, Revolution. He should have worn the yellow shorts, not the white shorts.
Sure.
much fancier.
I liked it.
There was a lovely touch when they were getting the heat on Funk. He was like wandering around and he had a lot of blood in his eyes, so he didn't know what corner to go to. So he started wandering toward the Gathering corner before like stumbling back into the Raven corner.
That's good wrestling right there.
Raven, much better hot tag than Apollo did earlier.
Yes.
Is it a hot take to say Raven's a better wrestler than Apollo?
Yes.
It should be noted, Raven did come out wearing like the jorts, wearing like the shirt tied around his waist, the classic old school Raven look.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it was in this match or in the last match or just the last match of the month, but he also got like a rip-off version of his ECW theme.
Oh god, yeah, that's the last show of the month. It's terrible.
It's fine.
It's really bad.
It sounds like the song.
It's really bad, especially like his TNA theme is great. It's really, really good. And then he has this terrible theme song for the last show of the month.
I don't know. It sounds like Come Out and Play, and I think that's just the whole point.
It doesn't fit him at all, though. It's far too upbeat.
Yeah, but that's what he's. It's the ECW theme, man.
But it's even worse because like he comes out here to his Raven theme dressed in his old Raven look. And then he comes out the next week and he's not even dressed in the old school Raven look. He's back to wearing a kilt.
If they were going to do the song, they should have done it when he was wearing the ECW gear.
He's wearing the ECW gear here with his theme, and then he has the theme next week, but doesn't have the gear anymore.
Yeah, that is a weird touch. I don't know. Yeah, he should have done the music last week.
So, post-match angle, James Mitchell comes out with a stun gun. We'll talk about that in a sec. He goes to stun Raven, but he gets Funk instead. Funk throws himself in the way of the stun gun to take the blow for Raven.
I was a little worried about that. I was like, ooh.
Well, you should be worried, because they used a real stun gun.
Of course they did. I mean, why are we... Okay, listen. Old Jim Mitchell. Why do we keep giving you real things?
Last month it was real ether to knock out Raven. This month it's a real stun gun to take out Terry Funk.
Yep.
Note from the PW Torch, TNA used a real stun gun for the angle between Terry Funk, Jim Mitchell, and Raven. Mitchell was said to be nervous about using the stun gun and half-jokingly told wrestlers he couldn't believe that TNA entrusted the single most physically inept person in the locker room to zap a 60-year-old man with a taser gun. When Mitchell was asked what would happen if he accidentally stunned Funk, he said there would be 2 coroner's trucks, one for Funk and one for himself after the other wrestlers finished killing him.
You know, that is fair enough, though.
If you were the man who killed Terry Funk, you would not make it out of that locker room alive.
If I was the man who killed Terry Funk, I wouldn't allow myself to make it out of the locker room alive.
You would be the one to take yourself down.
Yeah, of course.
Raven cuts a promo later in the show. Actually, I quite liked. I was kind of mad when I saw that Funk took a taser for Raven, and Raven didn't even check on him. But then he did the promo later in the show where he's like, I started putting other people's feelings before my own, and look at what it did for me.
That's why he's doing it now. Like, that's why, like, that wasn't a revelation due to what happened in that match.
No.
That was something that he came into that match with that attitude.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was like, in the match, I was like, are you really not even going to check on Terry Funk? But then he did the promo where being like, I'm not going to look after anybody anymore.
Yeah. Ah, sorry, I thought you were, like, confused as to why that happened after that, but...
No,
yeah.
I was confused when it happened. It's like, geez, the dude took a taser for you. At least you could do is like, are you okay? But no, he did the backstage promo afterward being like, oh, after all these last 5 weeks, I wallowed in my own pain and misery and self-loathing, and I realized that me looking out for other people started to become the problem, and that's the reason I'm not going to do that anymore. But also, I'm going to bring Sabu next week.
Mm-hmm.
My pal Sabu is going to show up.
Yeah, the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal. Death-defying.
So, last show of the month, Sabu and Raven face the Gathering in this long series of ECW guys against the Gathering match in CM Punk and Julio De Niro's last match in TNA.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah,
It's it feels bad not to get like the ending, you know.
well, at least he lost the Raven. You know, it's not the worst place to leave it.
But also, then he cuts a promo. He's like, "I'm gonna kill each of you," and it's like, "I guess you did."
Yeah, they're done. They're dead. He did it.